So of course, while I was out of town, this just happened to be one of the most deranged weeks in high school track and field ever.
Here it is! Sam Tanner! Sam Ruth!
And there was also the European Indoor Champs, which were kinda cool. Okay, let's get this over with. The elephant in the room. This bizarre clip has gone viral. You might have even seen it on your local news. I'll refrain from using names because everyone involved is underage, but in what looks to be a pretty standard overtake during a 4x200 meter relay, the runner on the inside whips the other runner in the back of the head with her baton, then hesitates in some sort of post-assault clarity before running off to try continue the race. You know what? She may have near zero redeemable qualities, but she does have that black mamba mentality.
Still to be happy about. Job's not finished.
Allegedly, this bonk resulted in a diagnosed concussion and a possible skull fracture, but the incident was a pretty clear-cut case of a kid losing their head in a competitive sport. Not the first or last of its kind, even if you count parents. But possibly the slimiest part of this altercation was there were no apologies. Not from the kid, not from the parents, not from the coaches, and the assaultee even had the balls to try and claim it as an accident on national TV.
I lost my balance, and when I pumped my arms again, she got hit.
Just a truly bizarre and comical scenario. No accountability at all from the involved parties. And this is the second mid-race assault we've seen on a high school track. Fancy that. But if they can learn nothing from it, at least we can. Don't assault people. Okay, now actual track news. It's time for our annual high schooler breaking the sub-10 barrier. 17-year-old Braden Williams out of Texas, 9.99 seconds, flying away from his competition. That is some elite level top end speed, and the bolt celebration at the end of the race. The wind was illegal at 2.6 meters per second, but when it comes to high schoolers, who cares? Sub 10 at this age shouldn't even be a thing. You got guys running 10.3 not on the podium. Ever since 2013 when Trayvon Bromell first ran a windy 9.99 in high school, the floodgates have just opened. Bowling in 2019, a Singer in 2023, Miller in 2024 multiple times.
Each, look at this young man fly! Wow!
And now Williams in 2025. And 2026 is certainly going to have more, because in the same race, 15-year-old freshman Dylan Mitchell came third in 10.29. But of course the wind made sure it wasn't a freshman record. Doesn't matter, because he destroyed his heat in 10.35 with a legal win for that record anyway. The modern era of youth sprint times would have been unfathomable even 5 years ago. But I do have a critique. These kids are dang near men. Training is getting so rigorous at some high schools, these kids resemble mini professionals rather than gangly, lanky teenagers. What does it mean for their future? Early stagnation is my guess, but let's hope they prove me wrong. And in the vein of young mega talents, I witnessed a 15-year-old challenge an Olympian for a national title with my very own eyes. At the New Zealand National Track and Field Championships, the two fastest athletes toeing the line of the 1500 meter final was two-time Olympian Sam Tanner with a personal best of 3:31 and the young kid on the block Sam Ruth with a PB of 3:41. And if you've been following along this year, I've featured Sam Ruth a few times already. He's an absurdly incredible talent out of my home country, having run 3 age grade world records this year already, and has shown incredible racing intelligence far beyond his years. And this race was no different. The thing about the other Sam Tanner, is he has a poor kick. So Ruth chose to ride Tanner and stick close every lap, knowing if the opportunity arises, he might just be able to outkick an Olympic caliber runner.
Here it is! Sam Tanner! Sam Ruth! What the... Oh my goodness! I think he might have got it at the dip!
Unbelievably, a tie to the 1,000th of a second in a 1500 meter race. That's Ruth's second senior national title this season. And if you recall, this 3:44 isn't even his fastest 1500 meter this year. So these are Sam Ruth's current PBs at 15 years old. For you distance running buffs out there, how cooked are we? And just before we talk a bit about European indoors, Kenya's Ferdinand Omanyala posted a race on a vintage cinder track. 10.2 seconds hand timed, slowing at the finish, supposedly a 10.3 to 10.4 electronically timed, using video. Not really much to say on this, just pretty cool. I'd be very behind an exhibition cinder track race once a year with all the top guys. You know, I usually watch a lot of events live, or the full replay the morning of, but I missed that experience with the European indoors, and I realized something watching the highlights. You just don't feel that visceral feeling of the unknown, the tension of endless possibilities right before it happens. Mainly because Twitter spoils the result before you see it happen. Regardless, some cool stuff went down. Ditachi Kambunji, the younger sister of Mujinga Kambunji, proves herself to be the up-10th world title threat in the women's short hurdles, dominating Euros in a surprise second equal fastest time in 60-meter hurdle history.
Just edging out Nadine Visser, 7:67. It's a European record.
Every month the women's hurdles has a new threat, but seeing these taller athletes in Russell and Kambunji running fast 60 hurdle times, that's scary. Their 100 hurdle times are about to go crazy. Both the men's and women's 60 meters were fun spectacles, but more so the women's, because to make this final, you needed to run a 7.12 or faster. And just remember, 7.11 won the USA indoors. So in a tightly packed race with world leader elder sister Kambunji and Italy's Dosso leading from the gun,
Till he gets the goal!
Dosso would take the win by 0.01 of a second in a new personal best and world leading time. This is European sprinting, and 6 of these women would have won the US indoors. That's all I'm saying. Both Kambunji and Dosso have confirmed they'll be back to face off at World Indoors, so at least we'll have some fun there. UK's Jeremiah Zhu would win the men's side in a race sparking some interesting talk.
To the fore, and he's really got his nose in front now. There's no stopping Jeremiah Zhu.
This is the first sub 6.5 of the year, indoors that is, and interestingly, half of the field in the final didn't even have the standard to qualify for the European Indoor Championships, including the bronze medalist. To be fair, times weren't really that special anyway. My vote's still on Kennedy to win World Indoors. And then there's Jakob Ingebrigtsen, just playing with everyone at World Indoors. I know his main competition is outside of Europe, but damn man, I'm starting to get the feeling he's entering his invincible arc.
Did I hear right that you ran from the hotel to here for your warm-up?
Yes,
How far was it?
just a nice stroll.
He was just messing with his food. He knows he's got more strength, more stamina, and a superior kick. Confidently taking both the 1500 and 3K titles, not trying particularly hard, collecting his 6th and 7th European indoor gold medals. Will arrogant racing bite him in the ass again this year? Yeah, probably at some stage. It's throws time, and one thrower stood well above the rest this week. Netherlands' Jessica Schilder.
Rose over 1997 and a third that surely.
From her first attempt at European indoors, she won, and every other throw preceding that would have won too. To be fair, not a massive competition by everyone else, but this throw in round 5 was the second largest throw we've seen in the last decade.
He has one hand on the gold already for the Netherlands. Oh, do you know what? To 2069.
20.69 meters is a 36 centimeter PB, and a win by over a meter. I'm not going to sit here and pretend I'm a throwing expert, but this has been brewing for a while. I'm just going to preface this by saying someone correct me if I'm wrong, but Schilder might be one of the first female throwers to emulate the Krauser slide technique, using extra rotation at the start of her spin for more momentum. So she's been doing this for a while, and she has shown massive inconsistencies in the past. But from the looks of her competition this weekend, her investment might finally start paying dividends. The men's triple jump also saw a big jump in Andy Diaz Hernandez, dominating by just shy of 30 centimeters. 1771 is 2 centimeters shy off Italy's national record, but 4 centimeters off his PB, which sounds a bit backwards, but it's because he switched allegiance. And in the men's high jump, Doro Shock is looking ridiculously hot. First attempt, every height, all the way to a new PB.
And he's clear. That's a personal best and adds to his world lead. Oleg Doroshuk.
This is the type of jumping I expected out of him last year. He usually has a slow and lopey run up, and arguably it still is, but it's definitely faster. He really attacked the bar in the final stages, something I haven't quite seen from him. And the result speaks for itself. And that was the week. High schoolers killing each other, Euros was great, but I missed the magic not watching it live. So that's my recommendation to you. The NCAA Indoor Champs are on next Friday and Saturday, World Indoors is the week after, and Gout Gout is running somewhere in between. Get out there, find the links, give them a full watch, and enjoy the magic as it happens.